Hi, my name is Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation, and we get emails to our counselors every day. And occasionally what I like to do is consolidate questions that we get and then respond to you. Today's topic is husband texting another woman. Now, it's actually broken down into a couple of parts. One part is a husband texting another woman a lot, and then there's also husband texting another woman again. We have to deal with those separately. So let's first begin with the general premise of a husband texting another woman. There's no question about that being not good for the marriage. It's not good for the husband, not good for the wife, not good for the kids. It's not good. Why? It's obvious. He's being distracted from his marriage. He should be focused on his wife. He should be focused on his children as a provider. He should be there. He's not. So I have to ask you, why? Why would that happen? You didn't marry a bum. You married a good man. You married a man who you decided to spend your whole life with. So this is where it gets a little tricky, because now I have to be very candid with you, and I have to tell you that this is not his texting. This is not the problem. This is a problem. The problem is that he's not getting fulfilled in his home. That's part of it. By you, that's part of it. And the communication isn't good enough between you so he can express anything that comes close to your being aware of what you need to do to change yourself, because the last thing you want to do is take a stand and say, why should I change? He shouldn't be texting another woman. That's the last thing you should do. The other last thing you should do is confront him. Why not? Because if you confront him, he's going to do what everyone does. He's either going to lie through his teeth, or he's going to tell you to mind your own business. It's not going to come out well, because we have human nature in us, which means, unfortunately, that we have an animal nature, which is all about survival. So when you confront somebody, it's a threat. And they're either going to fight or fly. Everyone knows this. It's biological. So what's the answer? I don't get to confront him. I don't get to bring it up. I don't get to challenge his morality. Then what do I do? And, I don't have the all-American answer. I have the answer that's actually correct. Because in Western countries now, everyone's thinking that people should be held accountable and blah, blah, blah. And they've turned marriages into businesses or something, but not marriage. Look, if your marriage is not functioning well, the first thing you do is you don't blame your husband. You look at your own behavior in the marriage and you see what can be done. What can I do? What can I change about who I am to my husband so that he's attracted to me again the way he was when he asked me to marry him? Honestly, if you take a hard stand, you might as well call up a divorce lawyer now, because you're not going to get anywhere. He's going to become sneakier, or he's going to become more out there with it. It isn't going to end well. So take a look. Now, what I like to do is when people say, well, how do I look? You don't want to use most of the common knowledge out there. It's wrong. I used to be a divorce mediator, so I know that it's wrong. And I recreated a way of looking at marriage that is much more realistic, that helps so many people. So read one of my books. There's 2 out there. Both have the same information pretty much, and it'll give you insight as to what a marriage should look like, what your role should look like, how to communicate better. All of that is there. So let's take a look at the other question. Husband is texting another woman a lot. I mean, come on. You're not stupid. You're not. You're smart. You know what that means. That means that he's engaged in building a relationship with someone else. Super red flag. So the advice I gave before stands. You got to be careful. There might actually be an affair going on already. Now, I don't consider an emotional affair an affair. I consider it a threshold. It's moving in the wrong direction. And he's not moving in the wrong direction with this wonderful woman. He's moving in another direction with a house wrecker, a home wrecker. And you can't tell him that because he's looking for an escape from what he has with you. I hate to be so blunt, but that's the truth of the matter. So you could take this point of view of, well, he shouldn't do that. He's a bad guy. He's a creep. He's miserable. He's terrible. Or you could go, I want to heal my marriage. Then you got to go back to the original advice, and you don't know. It might already be at the level of an affair. You should act as if it is, but don't act as if it is to him and condemn him and accuse him, because that's confrontation. You don't want to be confrontive. And then the last one is, husband is texting another woman again. Well, what does that mean? Well, to me, it means that he had controlled himself for a while, and now he's back at it. What it really means, let's be very, very honest with ourselves, is it means that you probably had a chance to heal your marriage and you didn't. You thought he got wise, he stopped texting her, which he might or might not have. He probably was still texting her, but you just weren't aware of it, and now he's at it again. Look, these are not good signs. Now, there is another, my husband is texting another woman. Occasionally we get that. It's a coworker or a boss or someone like that. Just work on your marriage. Make it better so that you don't get paranoid around that. It may be innocent. Rarely. Okay, so that's pretty much it. And I hope this has been useful and helpful for you. If it has, like it. Share it, pass it on to other people. If there's questions you have and you don't want to deal directly with one of our counselors, which is free, you could interact with me publicly by putting in a comment. And with that, I'm going to bid you adieu. Love and blessings to you. Love and blessings to your husband. And love and blessings to your family.